Hi guys, long time no film as usual. I think it's been like 4 months or 5 months or something like that, but such is life. Here's a video. Today's video is going to be a really self-indulgent video, and I'm kind of doing a video like this just to contrast some of my past videos, because when I'm making a new video I tend to watch some of my old videos, and my last video was just super hard-hitting. When I get passionate about something I tend to just speak about it strongly, but I don't like to come across as if I'm instructing people on what to do with their lives. So this video is a bit less full on. It's just going to be a rambly chat basically about some things that I've been grappling with regards to myself. Well, not really grappling with, just that have been on my mind recently. They're relatively unrelated. The first is with regards to my style, and how my style's changed kind of from when I first started blogging, and how important comfort to me is with regards to how I dress nowadays, and how I feel as if the high regard in which I hold comfort when choosing my outfits is a reflection of how comfortable I am inside. Obviously I make everything deep, but I want to speak to that for a little while. I also want to speak to something I'm experiencing, or that I've realized that that I have observed in myself rather, is I have this disparity between knowledge and belief, and I think I've spoken about this in a video that either went up before this or is going up after this. But things that I know about myself, I can't get things that I know about myself to cross this void, or there's something to cross in order to translate into believing in it. And I think I need to start believing in certain things that I know. I didn't make much sense when I explained that, but you have to watch the video to figure out what I'm saying. And the third thing I want to talk about is my fitness, because I'm super into my fitness. I'm not super into my fitness, I just work out regularly. However, my motivations for working out have changed, and I'm upset about that, low-key. And I want to speak to that and kind of see what you think about it, and just, I'm looking for some advice really. So yeah, if you're interested in this video, then please keep watching.
Yeah. Top of the morning to ya. Tell me you're coming through, yeah. Say no later than sooner. All I want to do is do ya.
Okay, so I think as of late, especially end of 2016, early 2017, I've kind of really settled into my own skin, so to speak. That's the only way I can describe it. It's like something's clicked. Like I'm very comfortable in it. Like I spend a lot of time kind of, I don't know, not liking the skin that I'm in and being insecure, and all of those things that I used to deal with. And I for the first time generally feel like very at home in my skin, as well as feeling like I am a very beautiful human being, like inside and out, without makeup on, without anything on. I just feel very pretty, and that feels nice. But especially with my skin, I'll insert a clip of my skin, because I filmed so that you can see what I'm talking about. Like, my skin is very imperfect, but like I have very little qualms about going out without any makeup on and things like that. So I feel good in my own skin, and I feel like this, as of recently, is reflecting how I dress, in that I tend to wear clothes that are more looser. Just I dress more for comfort, and sometimes tight things are comfortable. Like, I'm not saying I don't wear tight clothes, but comfort is an important thing. I don't want to be uncomfortable when I'm moving throughout daily life. And I think this is in direct relation to the fact that when I used to get dressed, I felt like I was covering up. I felt like I was hiding myself. I felt like I was prepping, almost like putting on my battle shield to go out into the world. And with regards to the way that I used to dress, I used to wear more tighter clothes. I used to wear more heeled boots. I used to also wear weave, and I used to also wear so much makeup on a daily basis. Like, every day I would wear a full face of makeup. I was so uncomfortable with myself and my natural form that I felt like I had to get ready to go outside. It was a I don't want to say covering, I was hiding myself. It was a way to mask myself so that I felt okay and I felt presentable. And to me, that was discomfort. I was so uncomfortable in my own skin. And you know, it's funny because I have a few guy friends at uni, both of which probably won't watch this video, so it's fine. But I have a few guy friends at uni who have a distinct issue with me wearing loose clothes, okay? So especially at university, like I don't care at university. So I wear loose clothes, jumpers and loose culottes and trainers and loose baggy XXL shirts and things like that. And they have a distinct issue with it. And it's interesting because I think it's to do with femininity. Like the issue they have is, oh, like it's not, I think it's that it's not feminine. That it's not cute to dress like that almost. And femininity is kind of an interesting concept because despite, you know, wearing looser clothes nowadays, and I've shaved my head as well. I mean, you can't see, but I've shaved my head. And despite, I guess, in my current form, which is looser clothes, shaved head, less makeup kind of form, being conventionally less feminine and, you know, by all stretches of conventional imagination, not being naturally beautiful. I mean in conventional terms, like not actual terms, in conventional terms. Despite this, I still feel more feminine and more attractive than I ever have before. And I think that's directly to do with just the fact that I'm comfortable with my skin. Okay, now I guess I want to talk about this disparity thing between knowledge and belief. And here's the thing, basically, it's like I know that I'm beautiful, for instance. I know that I'm intelligent. I know that I'm competent, but I don't believe it. And this is just something that I've observed in myself, you know. It's not like something that's super self-deprecating or extreme. It's just an observation that I've made. I know certain things to be true about myself and I don't believe them. And I realised that to get to this level of knowledge, I had to do a lot of work with myself to get to a stage where I feel like I knew these things about myself. Because, you know, it's difficult to build self-understanding and build self-love and all the rest of it. So it's like 80% of the work has been done for me, such that I have been able to form a relatively robust knowledge of self. But the remaining 20% of work I have to do is what I feel will enable me to cross these things that I know about myself into things that I believe about myself. Because belief is what drives everything. You know, belief specifically is what drives action. And particularly belief is what carries you in emotionally laden contexts. So for instance, when I'm dealing with strangers or people that I'm not emotionally invested in, situations that I don't care too much for, I'm able to operate brazenly in this knowledge of self. So for example, if someone says, I don't like what you're wearing, or I think you shaving your head is extremely unfeminine, I'll be like, you know, F you, is it your head? It's not my business. Like, I don't care. I feel good. You know, I'm not shaken by that. I'm very robust in my conviction. You know, my knowledge of self is an adequate platform for my action and my mental state, arguably. However, when I enter emotionally heavy contexts or emotionally laden contexts, knowledge is not a sufficient platform for my actions. And the issue is, I'm realizing most contexts, most important contexts, are those that are emotionally heavy. For instance, platonic relationships, romantic relationships, and also quite importantly, pursuing dreams and pursuing things that you want to do. Those are things that are emotionally close to you, things that you love, pursuing things that you love. And without belief, I begin to doubt myself in those contexts. You know, I'm not as brazen in those contexts. For instance, if someone I care about says to me, Shope, I don't like that shaved head, you know, it's not very feminine, I take a hit a little bit, you know, I doubt myself a little bit. Equally, if I'm in contexts where I'm trying to start something and I don't believe that I'm intelligent and I don't believe that I'm competent, I won't be able to pursue that as doggedly and as ruthlessly as I need to. You know what I mean? So I'm realizing now that this has made me realize how important self-belief is. And I guess what I'm trying to figure out is, how do I cross this ocean between that's how I feel the gap is between knowledge and belief. And someone has informed me, and I've since realized this is why I often tend to friend zone guys, because people say that I'm naive, or I act naive when guys are perhaps trying to pursue me, which is, you know, once every year, once a year, you know, that one lucky day that someone is interested in me. And here's why I realized that I do that. It's because I know these things, as I've just said. I know that I'm intelligent, I know that I'm beautiful, I know that I'm a wonderful, complex human being. But because I don't believe it, it's like I don't expect it to translate. So I don't expect anyone to find me beautiful. I don't expect anyone to think that I'm intelligent. But that doesn't trouble me necessarily, because I know that I'm beautiful, I know that I'm intelligent. But low-key, it's slightly problematic that I don't expect it to translate. You know what I mean? Because it's not like this is causing me heartache. Like, I don't expect anyone to find me beautiful. Like, it's alright, like, no big deal. But if I'm real with myself, that's kind of extremely problematic. Because if you believe something, you emanate it, you know, you expect it to radiate from you. And the fact that I don't is, like, I think it's a bit of a problem. And the third thing that I want to talk about is my fitness. Okay, so I first kind of started working out again, and when I say again, I mean from when I was like 12 and did athletics. You know, when you work out in secondary school and then you just stop. I wasn't an active child in that I was enrolled in lots of sports and stuff. But I first started like working out again when I was in my second year of university, and that was because my best friend, we used to go to the gym, and I kind of wanted, you know, it was a positive byproduct of living with her. She was going to the gym, so I was like, hey, I want to get fit too. So I used to go jogging, and I used to focus on cardio because I wanted to lose weight, which was, sorry, just high-key ridiculous, because I'm slim anyway. I don't need to lose any weight whatsoever. But yeah, I wanted to lose weight, and I used to bang cardio. But the reason that I wanted to lose weight, which is really problematic and just sad to think about, is because I suffered from this thing. I mean, I say suffered, I refer to it as big black girl syndrome, which is basically like you feel big basically in social context, and specifically in like non-black social context. I feel big. I feel like a big black girl, and I feel huge, and I mean, it's ridiculous, and it's really sad actually. It spoke to the fact that I have internalized so many negative things about being a black girl, being a black woman, and it sucked, you know. It's really, it is kind of effed up to say out loud basically, but that's how I felt, you know. So that's a lot of the motivation that underpinned a lot of the motivation that I had to bang cardio. So eventually I worked past that, and I started working out, and now I lift weights. You know, I'm in the gym lifting weights. But just to backtrack a little bit, jogging for me, although it was problematic that I was trying to lose weight, it was a really important self-care thing for me. Like, when I was jogging, I would just feel so at ease. I would have so many ideas when I was jogging. When I was jogging, I'd often get closer to like a flow state, and I would write, like I'd bring a notepad with me, I'd be writing, or I'd be recording voice notes, just because I felt so, it was a very wholesome, enriching activity for me. Like, I felt good about it, you know, the fresh air in the morning. It was a well-being activity, you know, an activity that positively contributed towards my well-being. And now I work out, and I jog sometimes. Like, I still jog occasionally, but I tend to go to the gym. Like, I go to the gym 2 to 4 times a week. Most times it's 3 basically. On a bad week it's 2, on a good week it's 4. And I'm in the weights room, and I am squatting and donkey kicking and hip thrusting and lunging and Bulgarian split squatting my way to bigger thighs and a bigger bum. and I don't know how to feel about this. It feels like a very shallow motivation, especially because when I work out, I feel like the well-being aspect of it was a lot larger than it is nowadays. And I guess what I'm apprehensive of is that my body, so to speak, is going to become my new crutch. It's going to become my new weave and my new tight jeans, and the new thing that I hide behind, or the new thing that I put too much value in order to feel beautiful or valued, or whatever word you want to use. Because, you know, personally, I have seen like some nice changes in the way my body looks. It's probably subtle to everyone else, but for me it's like major, because I'm no longer a pencil. You know, I'm a pencil with a few bumps. I've got a bit more shape going on, you know. But to me it's like, damn sis, you're looking good, you know what I mean? I don't know, I'm questioning it. I'm really severely questioning myself. I'm just apprehensive that it's going to become something that I put too much value in. Instead of putting all the value in my mind and my inside and cultivating my character, I'm worried that I'm going to spend too long cultivating my body the same way I used to spend so long cultivating my external, my weave, my heeled boots, my everything, you know. So yeah, that was a very rambly video about myself and just some things that I've been thinking about. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next video.